Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of MotorMike YouTube video on the World Wide Web. Today, I'm going to be going over, is owning your dream car actually worth it? Now, let me get this, without you laughing, and without being criticized, this car, Judy the Volkswagen, has been my dream car for literal years. Ever since I was about that tall, I wanted a VW Bug. It's in my blood. That's all I can explain. VW's in my blood, so I had to go with the Bug. This is my dream car. I know people might think of dream cars a Lamborghini, a Bugatti, or something like that. But with me, I'm a little more humble. I like the smaller things in life, so this is my dream car. I peaked. MotorMike has officially peaked. He reached the top. He's not going up anymore. But today, I'm going to be talking to you guys one-on-one on what it's like to really own your dream car, and if it's really worth it or not. Because I had some ups and downs, but does it make it worth it in the long run? So let's hop into today's video, and I'm going to be showing you my personal experience thus far. When I bought Judy back in October of last year, I found her on Facebook Marketplace over in Connecticut. I was in my college online class on Facebook Marketplace, as one does, because who's really paying attention in online college? Certainly not me. Anyway, but besides the point, I found Judy on Facebook Marketplace. She was listed for $7,500. As I'm supposed to be learning, I'm messaging the guy back and forth, and he dropped the price down to $6,300. So, okay, sure, it makes it that much more affordable. I'll go take a look at it. I went there, fell in love with the car. Noticed there was a little oil on the ground, but that was like, it's an old car, that's fine. So when I went to Connecticut, I checked Judy out. She stole my heart at first. It was love at first sight with this beautiful girl. Love at first sight. But, there was one or two things I was a little concerned with. It was a little bit oily underneath, which I expected for an older car, so I just rubbed it off as, she's an old girl. So far, the oil thing's not really a problem. It's just an old car, it's gonna leak oil. It's bound to happen. So besides that, everything else looked good. Everything checked out in my mind. I drove stick shift for the first time in a while. Went around the block a few times, got the hang of it, and yeah, fell in love. And here it is. Boom, bought it. Now, around October of last year was a very difficult time for me. I kind of did lose my father, not to get personal or anything. So I was like a little emotional. So this right here is kind of an emotional buy, especially around that time period. So yeah, it's helping me ease the pain too. It's definitely a lot cheaper than therapy. So there's that. Anyway, so far I've had Judy about half a year, and things have gone wrong. As you might have seen, my hidden cost behind owning a classic car, you would see about $1,500 worth of repairs I had to do with this. So really, this car's costing me around $9,000 so far. If I'm gonna add the repairs, the insurance, the this, the bop, and like everything, it's a $9,000 car. But granted, not too many Volkswagens I've seen for sale, and the really clean ones are going for around $9,000. So in my mind, I'm still ahead. But I'm not selling this anytime soon. So really, I could have spent $5 million, and it wouldn't have mattered. If I had $5 million to spend on a Volkswagen. That point doesn't make sense. Moving on. Now, the second point, and probably most important point I'm gonna make in this video. Also, check this out, the MotorMike sticker. Second most important point, passion. Is your dream car gonna make you happy in the long run? Is it going to put a smile on your face every time you turn over the key and drive it? That's what it's all about. Does it make you happy? This right here makes me happy. I can't explain why, but I just love driving this car. I could be having the worst day. I'll hop into this, makes it just a bit easier. This helps me get through life, motivates me. I use this car as a motivator, helps me achieve better and better things. But I've seen people with, you can keep bringing up Lamborghinis because we can all relate, it's YouTube. Lamborghinis are everywhere. I've seen people in Lamborghinis that are just miserable, The maintenance cost catches up, they get constant attention. Attention's great, I'm an attention whore. I love attention. But too much attention at once can be overwhelming for some people. So, depending on if your car stands out or not. You know, the attention's definitely an aspect too. People know what a Volkswagen Bug is. You know, not everybody looks, but most people do. And not me, of course, I'm very handsome as well. But most people, you know, they recognize the car and all. They're like, oh, that's a Beetle, blah, blah, blah. Lamborghinis too, you know, you gotta look. It's just in your DNA, you'll look at a car like that. So if your dream car is unique, let's say classic car, supercar, sporty car, and it stands out, make sure you'll be willing to accept the attention that comes with. You know, with the Mustang, you have people trying to race you, and Priscilla, you have people trying to race you and stuff. That's mostly because I kind of egg them on a little bit, but that's besides the point. You know, so you get ready for people to start acting differently around you, positive and negative way. Because if they see a bright blue Mustang, you know, people are gonna think, oh, that guy's a jerk. That guy really sucks. People look at me nasty in this car still. I don't get why. It's just some people just have a bad day and they take it out on whoever has a you know, unique and interesting thing. I don't know. That's different. Getting off topic here. But if your car makes you happy, if it puts a smile on your face, if you enjoy the way you feel, if you enjoy the impact you have on others, definitely buy that car. Classic, supercar, definitely buy it. So the cost of Judy. At the time I purchased Judy, everything was overinflated. We're talking almost out of pandemic levels of inflation. So when this was going for $6,300 on the Facebook Marketplace, I was like, yeah, that's a real screaming deal. I'm gonna go for that. Because everything was cheap. Anything that was cheaper than this was rusted out, rotted floor pans, no motor, and anything more expensive, those people were crazy. Because a VW Bug should not be a penny more than 10 grand, unless that thing is museum kept. This is a driver. She's got a dent, she's got scratches, she's got enhancements of the MotorMike sticker, she's got a little rust, but who cares? It's the whole car, it's been on the road for 50 years. What do you expect it to be? Brand new, perfect? I dented the bumper like an idiot. I rammed into my mom's Toyota, so, you know, that was that. But is a car like this really worth the cost? Depending on the market and depending on what type of vehicle. If you're trying to buy a Lamborghini, that's definitely going to be in the pricier range. Definitely 100 grand plus as of now. So it depends. You got to balance the ratio. What you're getting for your money and how much you're spending. This is a humble little car. It was a commuter. It was the equivalent of the Civic, you know, of a Civic right now. So of course it's not going to go for crazy money. But hey, it's a fun car, 4-speed stick shift. You're driving, you're fine, you're having a good time. So overall, you got to look at cost as a car to value ratio. If your car meets your expectations for the value it's perceived at, then that's great. If the car is undervalued, you know, that's very rare now. But if the car is giving you more than what you're paying, then that's great as well. If you're paying too much for something that's not worth it all depends. What is the value? What are you expecting from your vehicle when you buy it? What do you expect from your dream car? Do you want it to go fast? Do you want it to cruise? Or do you want to have a good time? All three of those things, you know, kind of correlate with one another. So definitely be smart, think about it before impulse buying something. Because I impulse bought this and I don't regret it. But don't do what MotorMike does. Do as he says, not as he does. So, with that point being made, let's move on to the last and final point. Kind of piggybacking off my second point, the third point. Ooh, look at those fingers, put those dogs away. The third point I would like to make is what type of car are you about to spend your money on? What kind of car are you gonna look at in your driveway and be like, hell yeah, that's my car, I drive it, I own it, that's my beauty. It all depends. The supercars, the exotic cars, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And I don't blame anybody who wants a bright yellow Lambo or dark red Ferrari in their driveway. And some people like, you know, their childhood. Let's say you're a person of older age and you recognize, oh look, a Bug, I used to have one of those. Oh look, a 65 Mustang. And if you want to relive your childhood, your youth, or if you're like me and you want to experience what it was like back then you have a classic car. You can't go wrong with it. You can't go wrong with it. No matter how many times I run out of gas, I take it to the repair shop. At the end of the day, it just makes me the happiest man on this beautiful, beautiful planet. The trees are still dead. I'm so sad. They'll grow back. But this just makes me the most happiest guy in the world. Luckiest guy to ever exist. So, yeah, I can't complain with my purchase. Some people buy a car like this and expect trouble-free motoring. That is not the case, my good sir. Not the case. Even if you buy a newer exotic car, you know the maintenance is amped up and all that, so it depends what type of car do you want. What kind of heart does your heart lust after? With me, I wanted a Bug. I had worked for years previously, prior to that, and I bought the Bug. So here it is. Yeah, and you know, the more exotic the car, the more expensive it's gonna be. So initial cost we covered already. So thank you, sir. Appreciate that. What a nice guy. What a nice guy. You see, he likes it. My point is this whole video, if you had to take one thing away, does the car you desire, the car you love, gonna be worth it to you a year down the line, 5 years down the line? Do you see yourself handing it down to your children and their children handing it down to their children? You know, when you buy something like this, you want to enjoy it. Even if you have it for a little while, you want to enjoy every single moment you have with that car, good or bad. And with me, I enjoy every time I look at this car. It brings me such happiness. I know I sound like a hippie when I talk like that, but listen, that's just the way I feel. Speaking my mind, off the cuff, no script. MotorMike is all unscripted, by the way. I don't know if you could tell with the amateur videos. Well, we're getting better though. Anyway, getting off point. Does this car make me happy? Yeah. Do I regret buying it? Nope. Simple 2 questions. Does it make you happy, and do you regret it? So on that point being made, if you guys did enjoy today's video, a subscription to the MotorMike channel would be greatly appreciated. We are at 58 subscribers now. 58. That's half of 100 plus more. So if we can keep this momentum going, we'll do a little something special for the big 100. So guys, on that bombshell, 2023, make your dreams happen. Make your passions come alive. Buy that dream car. Live your best life. We're out of COVID. We're out of lockdown. This is our year. We've just begun. Anyway, thank you for watching. Just scribble for more, and I'll see you in the next upload. Have a nice day, guys.
Yeah, Mike, look at that. Yeah, oh. He said I'm good enough. So about the shit enough. So you ain't fun of me. You ain't fun of me. The girls are fun me.